Hi there, I am Dr. Dua Tahir Jihimawi from English Department, College of Education, the Islamic University of Najaf. I already worked in other universities, Kifa University for 6 years, and in Imam Kazim University for 2 years. However, I'm going to present my paper, Victim or Tourist, a critical discourse of Western media discourse in the depiction of Iraqi refugees from 2007 to 2017. So basically, Iraq has faced many political, social, and economical situation that forced Iraqis to leave Iraq, starting from 1991, the first Gulf War. More than 4,000 persons has left Iraq at that time. Then in 1996, with the sanction and the dreadful economical situation that Iraq has faced at that time, um, and then in 2000, from 2004 to 2006, okay, with the American invasion for Iraq, and and then in the same time from 2006 to 2011 with the sectarian war between Shia and Sunni, and lot, which is the most awful period in the history of modern Iraq, because a lot of people has died for religious purpose, only basic on their ideology, on their identity, on their name. And the last movement of refugees has been represented from 2014 to 2017 with the ISIS occupation for Mosul and other region in the north of Iraq. And this has resulted in 1 million has been displaced inside Iraq, and 1 million refugees that has been forced to leave Iraq entirely. So why my study is about Iraqi refugees? Basically because there are other study has been done about Syrian refugees, about Muslim refugees or Muslim immigration. Among them, the last study has been done by Dr. Darwish in Babylon University in 2016 about Syrian refugees, and also Dr. Ghaith, who he studied in his dissertation Syrian refugees. But no study has been done so far about Iraqi refugees. Even that Iraqi has different reasons to leave Iraq, different refugee movements for different political, social purpose, and which is really worth a study, because these movements, they are different, but they are in the same, we can say, time. Uh, uh, I was born in 1994, so I lived all the movement of refugee, first of the sectarian sanction, okay, the the poor, dreadful situation in Iraq, okay, no medicine, no good hospitals, no education, the poverty, and then with the 2003 American occupation for Iraq, then the sectarian war drama, then ISIS. I was in, third stage in university at that time. So I lived all this movement. So they are basically, what I mean is, in a short period of time with different reasons, okay, under different circumstances. But however, there is no study has been done to study this special case of a refugee movement. Then we have the objective of this study. The researcher aimed to reach the following objective: the studying the topic that are connected with the depictions of Iraqi refugees in selected news reports. Basically, in my article, I selected three news reports to study them. One related to 2007, the sectarian war, and the second one is in 2011, and the last one, with ISIS in 2007. Sorry, in 2017. So the objective of the study is to study each case according to the micro topic, okay, as well as investigating the strategies, okay, basically I mean linguistic strategies and categories that are used to depict Iraqi refugees in the selected news report. And in both, okay, after covering the topic, a macro topic, and the strategies, we are going to reveal the ideology of the participant. So this is going to give us the what are our research question. So the first research question, what are the macro topics that are associated with the representation of Iraqi refugees in the selected news media? The second one is what are the macro strategies and the categories that are used to represent Iraqi refugees in the selected news media? And finally, from the macro topic and the micro strategies, we are going to uncover the ideology of the participant. And basically, we have different participants, starting from the UN, the refugees themselves, the Iraqi government, the American government, the Dutch government, Syrian and Jordan government. So we are going to reveal the identity, okay, according to Van Dyke, whether it is any group or RT group, positive self-representation or negative other representation for each participant. So the significance of the study, this study is basically very essential to develop the critical thinking of the reader and also enable the reader to have, the ability to analyze the language of media news report and to understand them because basically media has a great role in our modern life. It is the way that we can see the world, okay, through media, newspaper or TV or even the social media, the modern one, Instagram, Facebook, which become that he could deliver for you the message from any angle that you like, according to his perspective, according to what he believes. So basically, studying CDA will give you the perspective and understanding to how to analyze the news report or news media or media in general. Also, this study is important because it will develop the learner's awareness of the Western societies, okay, and ideology and culture, and their understanding and their ideology, acceptance or rejecting for the Iraqis abroad. So, another question is why I selected BBC and News Report as, the source of my data. Basically, because the BBC, which is British Broadcast Corporation, is considered one of the most authentic media, okay, and also second point because it cover all the different period, different political situation that forced the Iraqis to leave. They have articles about the Iraqi refugees movement in 1991 and also in 2003, in 2007, in 2011, in 2017. So they cover all the refugee movement for Iraqis. BBC is considered as a trusted, international, admired. BBC is the world's largest broadcasting as well organization in the world, and they have spent 4,600 million uh, uh, only between 2010 and 2011. And finally, it has a very huge staff of 3,500 journalists. So basically, BBC is considered the best option to take them as a data source. Another point related for BBC, I selected BBC from the BBC Three articles, as I already have mentioned, to debate different political reasons that pushed the Iraqis to leave in 2007, 2012, and 2017. Critical discourse analysis. I'm going to take theories from critical discourse analysis, for abbreviation CDA. The researcher has used two theoretical analysis, okay, or um, two theories. The first one is for Bodak 2001, 2008, which is discourse historical approach. Okay, and the second one is for Van Leeuwen in 1996, also 1993, 1996, 1998, sorry, 2008, and his theory of sociological categories of actor representation approach. And from these two methods, I mix them together to have this a theoretical framework. We're going to have two sides: linguistic analysis, which is macro topic, what are the topics that has been selected, and microanalysis, اللي هو represent referential strategies divided into generalization, specification, which is assimilation and individualization, aggregation, dissociation, nomination, and rhetorical strategies, which activation, passivation, metaphor, and quotation mark. In the same time, after studying both the macro and micro, we are going to select the in-group and out-group representation, positive self-representation or negative self-representation for each participant. And this is another representation for the theoretical framework, representing how I'm going to start with the analysis from the discourse historical approach. Okay, then I'm going to shift, okay, for the macro levels. In conclusion, we have the main topic that has been found in the three articles is a little bit, I mean, not different totally, but the Iraqi refugees has been studied or considered as victim. And the first article, because they are victim for all the oppression, okay, of the war. They are the victim of I mean, the sectarian war in 2007. So they have been forced. 4.5 million people has been forced to leave Iraq, okay, for Syria and Jordan, and even Syria and Jordan at that time. They are not rich countries. They are poor. They lack jobs. Okay, they have many economical situation, but they welcome Iraqis and do as much as they can to support Iraqis. So this is in the first article. Second article, the Iraqis has been represented, sorry, as victim, but for the Dutch government, because the Dutch government refused to give them the refugees. Okay, and they with them in camps for 3 months. Then they forced them to leave Iraq, to leave the Netherlands, by using force and 100 policemen surrounding a very small group of refugees, and they arrest a lot, 21 refugees in addition for seven I mean some people who are Dutch, but they have the sympathy for those poor refugees because they have nowhere to go, because at that point even Iraq rejected to accept them. Okay, Iraq said that I'm not going to accept you, the Iraqi government, because I mean, instead of supporting them because they has been forced to leave a foreign country, no, Iraq has given up on them. So they are being represented victim for the Dutch government, the Dutch police, and the Iraqi government. They also represent as a source of danger and threat, and can be found in the last case study for when Trump has banned 7 Muslim countries, among them Iraq, because he considered Iraqi refugees as a source for threat. And the authority, yeah, it is one of the main taboo because UN is one of the source of authorities. Saddam Hussein is one of the causes of authority that push Iraqis to leave. The U.S. force, okay, or U.S. troops after 2003. Also, one of the sources that of authority, the Dutch government, the Iraqi government, okay. All this is authorities has a great role to play in the life of those refugees. The second, the BBC News report represent Iraqi refugees neutrally in the majorities of the selected case study. Okay, what I mean about that, because even in Europe, in the article, the second article we have, which is they has represent the Dutch government, okay, in a negative way, and they have the sympathy for the Iraqi refugees. So they are neutral, okay. They did not, I mean, put the Dutch government, because it is a European country, above other, and say, yeah, what they do is right, because no, they was, I mean, neutral, and they represent the Iraqi refugees in sometimes as, I mean, victim in the first and second case study, and in the last as a source of danger and threat, because according to Trump, it is a source of danger and threat. Finally, BBC represent the Iraqi refugees as victims, not as tourists. Yeah, basically from the three articles, only one has represented them as tourists, and two has been represented as victims. For this point, thank you very much. Okay, there's a lot to say about this topic more, but this is the most and the abbreviate, I mean, the shortcut, or the summary for the paper. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.